Welcome to the podcast.
Is that really how we're starting?
Yeah.
Would you? Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we've started. Hi! Hiya!
Welcome back. This is fun.
Yeah, you?
New place. The sun's out.
Mate.
Yes.
Ali's back. Your actual friend. Not your, Winter Ali's winter's officially over.
Yes.
You now have your semi-productive friend back.
You're a terrible human being in the winter.
Yeah, but there are reasons for that.
I'm not a terrible human being. It's just the weather's shit. The weather's just really bad.
You're just a poorer quality version of who you are.
Not necessarily. It's just, yeah.
You're not great.
But everyone's not great during winter.
It's really good. I just wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Why is it spicy?
It was so smooth. Have you tried it yet?
Yes, I had a puff.
Like, it was so good, the back of my throat just picked it up and I was like, wait, what?
Is that good hit, yeah?
It's that good stuff. It's that good stuff.
Yes.
I'm so glad when we make a good shisha. I'm so glad I can make a good
It's
shisha
very
now.
good shisha.
Doing this podcast has put me off going to shisha lounges.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do exactly the same thing.
I just like when people say, should we go to a shisha lounge? I'm like, why am I going to go spend 40 quid sitting around fake Instagram models?
Pay £4 for a mint tea.
Yeah. £3.50, Ali.
Same thing.
Come on.
Round it up.
Who's
How
paying
do-
£3?
Where do they get off charging £4 for a tea bag? The nerve! The nerve!
When you know for a fact it costs like 20p at the box.
Not even that.
Oh, bro, no.
Not
How much
even
is a
that.
pack?
Not even that.
A pack is less than £4. I just feel like they're so out of touch with society.
Yeah, we so are. We so are. We get told that as well, apparently. That we have very strong opinions.
We have strong opinions.
But there's a reason
People
for that.
have told me that you guys have strong opinions.
Yeah,
Tell 'em
but
fuck off.
it's understandable.
I think we should ban the whites. Sorry, that was a strong opinion.
It's hit my beard, isn't it?
There you go, you look handsome.
Spicy.
I don't know what it is today.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
You know what? Sometimes we have like audio issues and sometimes we don't press play and sometimes we forget that things are broken in the camera. But you know what? We do all right.
Does anyone want to explain where we've been?
We've been in the background doing things. So, to begin, we are in the process of getting an editor or finding an editor, and hopefully you've seen the TikToks, which look amazing. We have also, Viraj has started a new job, as previously mentioned, and so doesn't have a lot of time on his hands. So Ali is doing our editing. Well, the start of our editing, before it moves over to our new editor, or hopefully our new editor. And
That's why it's taking so long.
no, it's because we're in a transition period, and transition periods take a while.
Transitioning.
He's been transitioning for 23
Actually,
years.
I haven't, to be fair.
No, you haven't.
I haven't.
You haven't.
been
And you've had other
transition.
stuff on your plate. You've been doing things.
Yeah.
And
I've been around.
I don't know what you've been doing because I just haven't picked up your calls. What did you call me the other day? You called me Mr. When you put the phone, you called me and then you put the phone down.
Mr. Hang Up.
Mr. Hang Up.
Well, you'd have to pick up to
I
hang
feel
up.
like you see those videos where it's like it's the guy just running around his house. It's like I don't know how to explain it or what the video titles are, but it's like tag if it was an extreme sport in the house, and then you just see all these weird different angles. That's how I feel like you are when you see us calling. It's like the phone could be on the other side of the room. You see when I was calling, but you race towards it. It's like, I'm busy! I'm busy!
I know there's been at least one time he's been in a bubble bath, looked at the phone and went,
Twice.
and just laid down. Twice? Oh, that's interesting.
I've been watching a movie in the bath and you've called me. I've just been like, no,
I've
not today.
clocked from this situation. I much prefer to just let myself, like, if someone just let me hang, just let me hang. It's like when that was and then the person. Oh,
if you're not
that
gonna,
rang twice. That didn't even ring twice.
if you're not gonna answer my calls, the level of respect I need is for you to let it ring, because I know that's gonna inconvenience you a little bit, which makes us at least even a little bit. You
I'll
know?
take that back for a
But
while.
when you hang up, it's just such a like, ha, this guy.
I know it's not that. It's not that. But it's
There have been times you two have called me and I've been on calls at work, yeah.
I know, that's-
And I've literally because it comes up on my laptop. So I'm literally sitting there looking at myself twice over because of the screen in the Teams call and the call from the WhatsApp call that shows me. And I've just been like, oh, really? Right now?
I've worked
as
out
I'm
the-
about to talk?
I've worked out the cheat code to get him on the phone, bro.
How?
WhatsApp video call. It's the most likely place you'll get him because I think he has his WhatsApp on his desktop open.
Yeah,
the
this
whole
is what I
time.
mean.
So it's unavoidable. So the amount of times I've called him and he's just sat there and I've got like so much headspace and he's sat there like, hey Mus, just at work.
I've clocked if he talks too much, if he's at work too much, and I call him, he's still in work voice.
Because it's just blended. Like the days have blended.
I know.
Oh my God. Like the last 2 days have just been crazy. I've gone up, I've worked, I've gone back, I've edited my own videos and it's all on the same stuff. And I'm just like, it never ended. Like the day never ended.
Your work voice is the worst.
I've been birthed into work voice from like 16.
You have a voice that you put on when you speak to middle-aged white people.
I worked in
Hello?
retros.
How are you?
How
yeah,
are
I'm
ya?
good. I'm good.
That's how you get your tips. That's how you think Prezzo. There was all people from Runnymede. That's
What's
how
the
I got
What's the worst job you've ever done?
tips. Working on the tills.
On the tills?
On the tills, yeah. On tills,
Why is that so
on
bad?
tills at a supermarket. It could have been anywhere. It's just horrible. It's just you're doing this all day. For me, it drove me nuts. The repetitiveness. I felt like I felt like one of the fucking machines in how it's made. Just like doing the same fucking the whole day. Dung, dung, dung.
What part-time jobs have you had? You haven't, have you?
He hasn't
You
done
privileged
shit.
fuck.
But literally,
I was
when I
waiting.
tell you,
I've been waiting
no,
for
no,
this
we're gonna get
conversation.
onto
Go
that.
on,
We're gonna
go
get
on.
onto that. Yeah.
Sorry.
But like, I'd have to get. Sometimes the bananas would come by, and I'd take,
Not the bananas.
not the bananas. Yeah.
Oh no! I
made
can
that
imagine
sound
the
so
panic on your
dramatic.
face.
No, but I'd take the fair trade sticker off, and I'd put it on the screen to block the time, because you'd get like a £500 shop of so many items, and you think surely like 20 minutes has gone by. Look at the clock; it's like been like 4 minutes. And
So you get through a £500 shop in 4 minutes?
Who's doing a £500 shop?
It's
Oh, no, no.
Waitrose.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know.
I don't care how
No,
rich
no,
I
no.
am.
Waitrose, you can get up to £500
Oh, bro,
quite
so
easily.
How long is that gonna last?
I've had customers that have been like
3 weeks.
Thing is, I feel like the customers there, they were really pissy from the get-go because they expect a level of service. So it's just instantly like, yeah. But sometimes you just start. They put their stuff down. You just start scanning, and they'd be like, "Wait, can you wait till I'm done?" I'm like, "Bro,
But wait
relax."
till you're done taking your stuff off.
filling up the conveyor belt.
What is this stupidness?
Nonsense. They never been to Aldi. They've never been to Lidl. They don't know. They have to catch the fucking
fir-
fish in the bag, bro.
The first time I went to Aldi, yeah, I was so confused. I was so confused. I was baffled. I had no idea.
I've worked it out.
What?
You've never had a part-time job, which explains why you're so comfortable to wear sunglasses indoors.
No. Okay, right. Okay, two
No,
things.
wait.
There's 2 things here.
I need the explanation. What's the explanation?
Because life's just been leisure, hasn't it?
So why would you be?
I'm just gonna relax.
Why are you
You've
wearing-
never
no, take
walked
them
in.
off. Take them off. Take them off. We're inside.
You've never walked in 1 minute late with a master's degree and have a little Karen come up to you going, "So you started at 10? It's now 10:01." You've never had that.
I've had a formal warning because I turned up to work at 5 to 9. I start at 9. I went upstairs to put my bag down and put like my apron on and stuff. Come downstairs like 3 past 9. She's like, "You're late." I'm like, "What?" So you're late. You're meant to.
You're meant to be on the floor.
You're meant to be on the shop floor. You're meant to be on the shop floor at 9. Yeah. But bear in mind, I walked in. They said, "Oh, good morning. How you doing?" And I come down and do that. Bear in mind, I'm like, "Oh, the boys want to sleep." I'm like, "Bitch, there's no one here. Like, there's no fucking customers."
You know what a manager said to me once,
What?
right? I used to work as a barista at a country club, right? And they had biscuits that come with the coffees, right? So whoever ordered a coffee would get like a little Italian
Oh, I've
little
got them.
biscuit.
Do you want some?
Of course you do, right? Right? Of course he does, right?
Beretta biscuits.
Anyway,
My mum
so
puts them in a 2%.
everyone would just eat them on shift. Everyone would just, every now and then you just grab one once, right? And everyone would do it, and it was never an issue. I guess there was a meeting, right? Right? Because suddenly, I took one, and the manager turned on me and goes, don't eat the biscuits because they cost me money. And I was like, firstly, it's not your money, right? Secondly,
Relax.
that is worth 0.01 pence. Is that the level of
But yeah, but
disrespect?
over the course of the year, it can save us like £40. Like,
The membership here is
get more
£80
customers
a
in.
year.
up your bread, bitch.
One time, I think I've said this on this podcast before.
Oh my
One
days.
time, right? This I used to work at a country club, right?
Yeah.
Making coffees, and this woman handed me her kids' rubbish, put it in my hands. I went, "Oh, you're like a little bin man."
I
Right?
would have.
So I
thrown
charged
in her
What?
face.
I charged her £12 for a coffee.
Did she notice?
No, I mean she's rich, so she didn't. But it felt like a victory to me.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I felt good,
In my first,
and I had minus £1,500 in my bank account at the time, so it felt like a win.
might have.
someone shooed me away once. They went, "Oh, get someone else," because it was my first. It was my first day at Waitrose. I was working on the meat counter, and someone asked questions about the sausages. It's like, I don't fucking know. I was like, "It's my first day." Well, but it was really good response. I was like, "It's my first day. I can get someone else to. I'm gonna find someone else to come and help you about this question." She was like, "Oh, go then." So what the fuck? Relax. Like, yeah, bro. This is normal. Habibi, this is normal. Yeah, this is very normal.
I was terrible at being a barista. If someone ordered a latte, they got a cappuccino. If they
Listen,
ordered a cappuccino,
anything to do with sales for you, on paper you seem perfect, but in reality it just doesn't work out.
I'd be a terrible salesman. Do you know why? Because I'm a terrible liar.
Retail for you as well. I
Terrible
don't think
liar.
I don't think
I
you're
don't
built
think
for
you
that
need to
life.
lie. I don't think to sell
Hang
you
on a
don't
minute.
need to lie.
Hang on a minute. You don't think I'm built for that life? Get a part-time job. And then you can incorporate yourself into this company. I worked at TGI Fridays.
I really want
what a-
Viraj to do a part-time job.
Can we make a video? Viraj gets a part-time job.
Should we do it? Should we do it?
I'm so down.
Part of the YouTube.
He's gonna treat it like, you know when people go on like mountain expeditions and they film it like in their tent,
It'll be like
day two,
It'll be like Undercover Millionaire, Undercover Boss, Undercover City Boss, yeah, Undercover Millionaire, Undercover Boss.
day two. Someone asked where the margarine was. I
No,
didn't know where it
let's be
was.
perfectly honest, yeah? And I say this in the most non-pretentious way. It won't be like Undercover Boss. It will be like Rich Kids Gone Broke.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
If my sister worked at Sports Direct, someone threw a shoebox at her because they didn't have the size.
Look, I am a typical Asian child.
Stupid girl.
All I did was work. All I did was educate myself.
How'd that
That's
go?
not that.
And here I am doing a podcast
There's
with you
so
two.
much, but there's so much. Like, no matter how rich I get, I want my children
Just-
to
yeah,
have.
no, I just
from
said the same
16,
things.
Go apply. Go and say go. I want you to go, yeah, because obviously they're not going to have to print out CVs anymore. Yeah, at that time. But I'll
No,
be
because
like,
they're gonna have
you,
their own
like-
website.
Bro, when I tell you, as soon as I turned 16, I went and printed out CVs. I
Same.
went round Kingston.
Same.
And I went to go hand shit out.
I was excited to get a part-time job.
Oh, so
I was so
excited.
gassed for it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna
what
work.
peas?
Oh, I spent my first proper job outside the family was a bubble tea shop, yeah. And the first pay I got paid £750, and I was like, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm loaded.
back then,
I went
oh.
straight.
So much money.
I went straight to the Supreme store, right? And I bought that. You know that T-shirt that says "Eat shit and die" on it. I just bought that.
That was your first.
That was my first purchase.
Mine was Air Max Ones, Burgundy Air Max Ones. I still love them. I haven't thrown them. They're like kind of done out,
Yeah.
but I'm not throwing them away because I just love them.
They're sentimental.
Yeah. Sentimental, yeah.
You know what the first major purchase that I ever remember making in my life, and I didn't even make the purchase. It was my brother did it for me. It was for my 15th or 14th birthday, maybe 16th, and he got me a pair of these Nike trainers in this like iridescent color, and I wanted them so badly from Foot Patrol in London, yeah,
In Soho, yeah.
in Soho. I look back on it now, and I realized that I was an absolute muppet. I looked like a right idiot in them, like a right idiot. Like I thought I was gonna be a spaceman, like Air Max. I look like an idiot.
Wait, what shoes were they?
I will show you a picture of them. You'll look at me and be like, Viraj.
Do you remember those Adidas shoes that had the wings on them?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
I
that was
appreciate-
my
they
vibe.
look
I just couldn't
cool,
afford them.
But it's like, when is anyone ever gonna just wear them?
And they were so expensive at the time as well.
In Westfield, isn't it? You go Westfield. I remember seeing them in Westfield.
Jerry something. I don't know.
They were
Go,
fucking
back
terrible.
to the glasses though.
Yeah.
There is a reason why I've been wearing glasses indoors recently. So
Recently. Why for the 3 years I've known you?
but recently, like it's become a problem. I am in the office so much that when I walk out and I come out at the end of the day, my eyes are so like they just accumulate like in Batman where he's like just always in dark and he puts the glasses on. This has just started happening after Batman. So I go out in the day and I always have sunglasses on because I can't deal with the light because I'm in my office with these on all the time.
You need to go for breaks. Bro.
We should probably get you.
I need to get out.
You need a window.
I have a softbox window.
I have open the window.
Yeah, the window's open,
I don't know what else to do.
but it's like it's got a softbox on it.
What's
It's like privacy glass.
Oh no, see, that sucks. You can't see outside then.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not a window. It's a light. It's a light glass.
It's a light glass. No, I've never had a part-time job.
You weren't even tempted to get one.
Didn't need peas.
Give me the money. Oh, do you wanna?
Do you know what my part-time job was? Educating myself. So for every one in effort that I got £10. So I had 13 subjects and I maximized my revenues.
And look at us.
So £130.
Yep.
Look at us. You worked.
So technically, like I was like, oh, this is a really good deal. I look back on it now, I got mugged. I got absolutely mugged.
Off.
But I did have the option. Like they gave me the option, mum and dad, and I was like, oh no, I'll take this one. I think this is a better option. I realized that no, it was not a good option.
What was the other option?
The other option was going to get a part-time job.
You worked so hard.
I worked so hard
And
because I thought I was doing the right thing.
I didn't work
and then I
hard
did an
at all.
economics degree.
And we went to the same uni.
I can't explain to people how I worked. I worked hard, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I said this to your mum. You should have been a failure.
You know, she agrees.
Yeah, you definitely should have been a failure.
She
But look at
agrees.
you, not a failure.
Doing pretty alright.
Not bad. You should have been a
I'm pretentious, aren't I?
after secondary school go get a job kind of guy. But you just stuck. You got a master's.
Bro, you're more educated than me. No, you are. Like
No,
On paper.
on paper, yeah, you're
Yeah,
more
on
educated
paper.
than me.
Oh wow. Oh, scary. It's like on paper. You think like, bro, the highest grade I got, I didn't attend the lesson. I didn't attend the whole module. I just didn't turn up because it was at 9 a.m. I was like, I'm not going to make it. Do you know, I tried for 3 weeks. I tried to make it at 9 a.m.
So
the
this
closest
is
I
how
got
you would use
was,
inshallah.
was 10. Oh yeah. So 10 is like, we're going to go to the lecture, inshallah. Yeah. The closest I got was 10 past 9. You don't want to walk into a lecture late. You just look like a
It's
cunt.
awkward, especially when the entrance is by where the lecturer's standing.
Oh, it's
And you have to walk past everyone. You know the people who I really respect? People who turn up to lectures late and walk across the lecture in front of the lecturer. Like, you don't respect this person at all.
Windsor building, because for the economics lectures, they used to block off the top, so you had to walk through and do the walk of shame. Oh man, the international students would do it without breaking a sweat.
You know what I've been doing in my lectures recently? At the end of it, I sit by the entrance and go, thank you for coming, thank you for coming, thank you for coming. And they all look at me like...
Do you think your students like you?
Some do.
Why wouldn't
Do
they
you
like
think
you?
what about the others? Do you think they don't like you, or they just don't have an opinion?
I think some might be confused by me.
I would. I'd be so confused if you were
Like
my
one time
lecturer.
I rocked up late and I was wearing my hood and one of them was just staring at me and I went, what are you saying? And I just spotted him. And I had to like, oh wait, context switch. You're in class now and you have to say some stuff.
How are we here? We were deep in it the other day. I've known you for 6 years.
Yeah.
I've known you for free.
5, properly.
2019.
3, yeah, 3. Yeah, because I met you in my last year. In Annie's.
He doesn't get any more
Why?
because he doesn't pay for it.
Not do you.
No, but he...
Fuck off, mate.
Not do you.
Fucking righteous prick.
He doesn't pay for it.
Expensive to the business.
Look at you, just turning up. Speaking of college dropouts, guys, how about Kanye West? Am I right?
Half a good segue.
Are you getting
You watched the documentary?
I did watch the documentary.
Skeet. Skeet Davidson.
Something bad's gonna happen to Kanye.
Something bad's
I
gonna
don't think so. I think we've seen him go through this so many times.
What? So you think Kanye's just gonna go through and just gonna die of natural causes? I can't see that for him. Something's gonna happen.
Nah, I think Kanye will be revered like Van Gogh in the artistic world.
Kanye's funeral is gonna be incredible.
It's going to be like the Diamond Jubilee.
Yeah, his body's he's probably gonna put it in his will where his body has to
We'll get a bank holiday.
levitate through like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium into the sky.
And then what happens?
They
and
release
then-
a pair of Yeezys.
And then
Funeral edition.
you know, like when yeah, and then like the
Lord.
lights go out, and then the lights turn back on, and it's just a pair of Yeezys on the stage with a spotlight on it, and
It's
everyone
just,
claps
It's
like,
just Kid Cudi singing in autotune.
I guarantee you the Yeezys will be the Red Octobers. If he does that, it will have to be the Red Octobers. You couldn't do it,
No,
please,
he
for the
can't.
love of God,
No,
don't.
it'll have to be a new...
It can't be a Nike
It
product.
will be an Adidas Nike collab.
Imagine.
Oh, imagine!
It would probably look shit. You know, there's too many
know-
logos.
Kanye, right? Say what you want about him. Everything he said he was gonna do,
He did.
he's done.
did
When
it.
he said in 2012, "I'm gonna be a billionaire," right? I remember that interview. I remember watching it, going, "This guy's off his rocker." He's a billionaire a few times over now.
I don't know about that.
No, he is.
I don't.
His Forbes evaluation, he's worth like 2 billion.
But the Forbes valuation, I've heard things about that, like how they construct that valuation. It's not always right.
It's
So-
like how much money are they making out? How much money does he create?
How much?
I think.
How much? If he sold Yeezy tomorrow,
Yeah.
how much is that being sold for?
I
I reckon
what? How would you?
8 billion, 10 billion easy. It's such a huge brand.
Maybe. I don't
And
know.
how much does he own? A lot of it. So he's a billionaire. That's how they do it. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't. If you check Mark Zuckerberg's bank account, he probably doesn't have £1 billion in there. But if he's the idea is of
That's what I
net
mean,
worth.
it's like how much?
The-
Yeah,
Zuckerberg
that's his
to
net
create,
worth.
The way that you figure out the valuation of companies is obviously the share price times, like if they're publicly traded, it's share price times the amount of shares, right? So Zuck holds X amount of shares of Facebook, and because they're worth X amount, he's worth X much. With companies, I believe it's done this way. For companies that don't have or have not gone public and they're private, and you give them a valuation.
There's a multiplier.
Yeah,
That's
it's
industry
based,
standard
based on
multiplier.
a multiplier
By
in
their
addition to
revenue.
the amount of products and the price you're giving those products, how much they can produce. Yeah, technically, with what you're saying, with Yeezy, he'd be a billionaire, or he'd be getting close to a billionaire with the brand's value.
Yeah.
But is he like a billionaire by himself right now? No, with the amount of product, with everything that he owns. But if you add in the brands, so like the Gap deal plus the Adidas Yeezy thing, like yeah, okay, I give you that.
The thing.
But do you know how hard it is? Like, I don't think he's a multi-billionaire.
Probably, what, if he sold Yeezy tomorrow? How much do you reckon
I don't
Yeezy gets
think
sold for?
Nah, Yeezy's not sold. Yeezy's probably coming close. Fenty's valued at what? Just over $1 billion a couple of days ago. So it was 1.2 billion.
Yeezy's bigger than Fenty.
Yeezy's bigger than Fenty.
Way more influential.
Maybe what? Let's say 1.5.
What brands are more?
more.
What brands at the
If
moment?
Fenty's Yeezy's far more.
What
established.
labels? What brands? Clothing brands are more valuable in terms of just cultural influence right now than Yeezy? Nike as a whole.
You
Adidas
take
as a
out
whole.
them. Fenty. Yeezy.
Find luxury products. Maybe Gucci, Louis Vuitton, because they're powerhouses.
Dior is huge at the moment.
Not
All the
valued at $1
rappers
billion.
love
Not
it.
valued at $1 billion though.
Really?
Don't think so. Because
Dior?
it comes
You'd be surprised. I can't think of products that are more influential than Yeezy right now. The reach of it, the influence of it that has on other companies and what they produce. You go into you go to Top Man, Boohoo Man, they're basically just recreating Yeezy products, styled products, at a cheaper, more high street. Price.
I think a lot of Yeezy's influence came from like Japanese clothing.
Yeah. And
A lot of it's like very, very kind of.
he's always been influenced by Japanese culture. If you go back to the artwork of, I think, Graduation.
All of
yeah.
it's like anime style.
Yeah.
Or probably not. I don't know, something else. But I'm not in touch with that kind of stuff.
Okay, I
don't
take it
want
back.
people to-
I take it back.
How much is Dior worth?
Okay.
Go on,
Kanye apparently has a net worth of 1.8 billion, give or take a couple hundred million.
Yep.
It's an arbitrary number according to Ford. Yeah. However, he also still owns a stake in Skims, which is Kim's brand, the
Right.
nude bodysuit brand.
That's a wicked
Do
idea.
you
by the
know
way,
how
this
much?
new body.
Do you know how much that is worth?
How much?
3.2 billion.
Man
as
is-
of
The
February.
man is a genius.
Do you know
the man
how-
is an absolute genius.
Yeezy, actually, you know what? I was wrong. Yeezy's worth 1.7 in has made 1.7 in sales. I don't know what that makes it worth though.
You can make so much.
Guys, we're just saying it like it's
But
mental.
you got to remember how
That's
much
The man was a producer.
like remember Beats?
Yep.
Remember
They
what-
died.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
think about how much did he sell it for to Apple? 3 billion.
3 billion, yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, and it
That
just,
that did have more of a hold on, I think, more than Yeezy at the time back then.
It's
than
not now
compared to
because it's
Yeezy
built
now.
it's built under Apple now because it hasn't got the
But
same
back
filter.
then, at that particular moment when they sold it, I think it had a bigger hold on the world than Yeezy does at this current
It was
minute,
very
yeah.
influential. Everyone in Beats by Dre had
Their marketing is
I take it back.
insane.
I was wrong. Kanye is a multi-billionaire if you take into the brand deals because the Gap deal is on paper with their projected or how much they want to make $1 billion in itself. So he's a multi-billionaire.
When you go on,
I was going to side note with Kanye.
yeah,
I really want to have a Kanye themed party where everyone comes as their favorite version of Kanye.
yeah.
And I think it would be fucking sick.
I'd come
it'd
as,
be so funny.
I'd come as Kanye interrupting Taylor Swift. Kanye,
I'm definitely doing.
and I'll just interrupt everyone the entire night.
Okay, so you do it by you end up doing it by albums, right? So you have like College Dropout Kanye, or
You can do it by.
Or you
albums.
could do
What-
by
You can do
event
it by. You
Kanye.
can do it by instances and moments.
Yeah.
oh, true.
You could choose your favorite.
You could do
I'd be
Kanye Wilson
I'd be
balaclava Kanye.
I'd be
You
Yeezy's
can do,
Kanye.
do NFL.
By the way,
Kanye,
I'm
yeah.
meeting loads
That'd
of.
be sick.
This is the influence of Kanye. I've seen so many people out and about wearing those balaclavas now as fashion statements.
It's weird.
It's weird
For what reason?
because Kanye wore it. It's literally as simple as that.
It's so non-functional.
Mate, go into
I've never worn a balaclava in my life. I never will.
Go onto ASOS right now.
Yeah,
Look
you
at
will
all
soon.
their clothes. They're all Kanye Fit inspired. Any major fashion. brand.
I'd go as Gaga, the Gaga interview. So I can just and I'd walk around with a Polaroid the whole night.
Gaga.
Be like, let me take a picture. So Gaga is the creative director of Polaroid. You know, it's just I like some. I love the breath he has to take. It's just like just to be like, I like some of the Gaga songs.
He was getting so riled. You know what's it? When you watch the Kanye documentary, you can see how relentless that man was. He really wanted to get signed on a artist deal with Rockefeller. He rocked up to the office and was just playing people who had nothing to do with signing him, like the marketing manager or like the PR manager, just all falls down. And it's just this woman who really just doesn't want to hear it. And he's playing it to her. And she's looking at him like he's mental. And now that song is one of the most famous songs ever made.
You can't just say famous. It's a famous song ever made. No, it's a very, very huge, popular song.
Yeah, but it probably is one of the most famous songs ever made. When you think about it, most people know that song.
We digress. Let's bring it back to the actual Netflix documentary. I think for me, in all of this, right, this wasn't about
Go get a job.
I have 3.
Get a job.
I have 3.
Are any of them part-time?
Viraj got that imaginary money.
Just do delivery.
I
Viraj is a billionaire in the metaverse.
literally went from Viraj, you're gonna make us billions to Viraj, get a part-time job. This is how I went from. It went 0 to 100 to 0 or to -3.
Right, it's all right.
Oh, you know, I consider doing delivery, but we digress.
Go on, Skeet, make your point.
Okay, so
From now on, he's our Skeet, by the way. From now on, he's Skeet.
So, I believe it's Coodie, yeah? Am I saying it right? It's
Coodie.
It is Coodie. People, I put out a tweet today, yeah? I was just thinking.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
I don't use Twitter. I hate
Twitter.
Twitter.
What did I say? It was a very, very. Everyone needs a Coodie to their yay.
Yeah.
Or is it what? Or is it? Why does everyone think they need a Coodie to their yay in the current age? Because Coodies are not respected, and in this dynamic, we are your Coodies.
That's why I sent it to him.
I sent it to you as well.
I'm none of your.
When I was watching it.
No, but by kind of like because we end up taking so many photos of our friends, we are their Coodies.
I guess.
You guys are the media facilitators.
You definitely are.
You, well, in the sense that you saw that I have a talent comedically, and you put the initiative in to get the media side of it going.
Yeah.
And to give me more platforms. So you are in that sense a Coodie, yeah. And people will say that and regard it as a disrespectful thing to say. When in reality, you're right.
So respectful.
Everyone needs a Coodie in their life. A friend who cares about you and sees your potential and wants you to do better.
I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I was thinking about it like people just want to be the influencer or be the person in front of the camera or be that celebrity or whatever. And there are people behind the camera that are the kingmakers.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, he gets behind the camera and does amazing things. I get behind the camera and I just document moments, right?
Yeah.
But we don't do it because like, oh yeah, we know we want to leech off of you or leech off of whoever whatever it's considered to be.
I'm
I do
literally in all of this.
Yeah.
Just because I want to just help this fucker.
Yeah,
with
but
this
that's me
comedy
and
shit.
you. And then it turned
Yeah.
into something bigger
How
for me
would-
and I was like,
How would you feel? So you know in the documentary,
yeah,
so Coodie and Kanye were tight.
yeah.
They were a team. They were inseparable, traveled the US to make that work for him. Soon as he gets signed, Coodie kind of disappears
Yep.
because the marketing machine takes over. Imagine my comedy career just goes astronomical. And then you guys, because of the marketing machine of the
Heckle you.
management, kind of disappear and I let it happen. How would that make you feel about me? Would you hold resentment?
Yes.
Yeah, I
I
could
would
imagine you would.
I
Yeah, of course
hold
you
a little
would.
bit of resentment, but, and I say but, because you know I have a good heart. So ultimately, I want what's best for you.
Same.
But
But I'll call you a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you did it and you didn't talk to me,
Like that bit in the documentary where they met up after a few years at the album party and Kanye kept calling him the wrong name. That was rude. And he was drunk and Coodie was like,
I spent my
Oh,
whole
but
life.
see,
with you.
like, if
I'll slap you,
If
like-
I reviewed, I would just I'd slap you in the moment. I'd let security escort me out.
you know, when people get that big, right? I'm not saying I'm going to get, inshallah, get that big, right?
Was that a different type of inshallah?
That's a very different-
That's you want. Yeah.
Yes, God.
Right? When people get that big, people change around you naturally because now you've become the main source of income of the group. So they're more, it's not that they're yes men, they're men who need to make a living. You know?
What's the Fat Joe thing?
Oh, where
Fat
he's
Joe,
on, where
he told everyone
Yep.
he went broke.
he took him to an island, or they were in like Hawaii or something, and he took all the mandem, and he was like, what? He just woke up one night, and the next day he called them for breakfast or something, and I remember this, and he was like, boys, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. I'm broke. I can't finance this. I can't finance our lives. And there was only 3 of them in this 20-man group or 25-man group that were like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're
Was he
broke
being
or not.
serious or was he testing them?
No, he was testing them. He was
Right.
testing them.
And 3 people stayed.
Yeah.
And 3 people stayed, and those 3 are what are in essence is ride or die, is what he
It's very
says.
clever.
I would do that.
It's very clever.
I have done that to people in my life.
You've done it to us.
Nah, not yet.
I remember when
Because
you were,
each one of us makes we're into completely different things. One of us, we're not dependent on each other.
No.
Ali, if we stop being friends today, you'd have a job, I'd have a job, he'd have a job. You can still make money. You can still do what you want in life.
It's different if we're all under your payroll
Yeah.
or if your payroll or my payroll. It becomes a different dynamic.
I don't like people paying shit for me. I don't like paying for shit for people. It's like,
Would you-
until there's certain things like you do though.
Would you ever be comfortable, any of you guys, being in under one of our payrolls?
Unless
Let's say
yeah,
he becomes a billionaire
Yeah.
and hires us. Would you be comfortable with that dynamic?
It very much depends on. What
I'd have
I'm
to set the
doing.
ground rules. I'm like,
No,
listen,
there'd be
just because
ground
I'm
rules.
working for you,
Doesn't mean you treat me like a dick.
I need to have
Yeah.
the stop being a bellend card at any given time.
I don't mind working for you. I
yeah.
don't want you to be my boss.
Yeah.
We said this, like I texted you this today. I was like, if I ever become toxic in any capacity, in any like with what I'm doing at work, and like if I ever just become a horrible human being, just tell me.
I'll tell you in the moment.
That happened 4 months.
But no,
I
but
was looking at the other podcast, yeah, and about you two fucking having a little moment about well, let's digest our feelings towards each other. I was just like, you guys really like. If I'm fucking annoyed with you, I'll tell you. If I'm annoyed with you, I'm fucking telling you.
We don't tell each other.
You don't tell each other, and I don't think you tell me either.
Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know what? Because me and him are very agreeable people. You're less. You're more
Yeah.
direct, whereas me and him,
We're direct in our heads.
we're more willing to take things on the chin when we shouldn't, thinking we're okay with it when it just piles up.
So when does my thing happen about like what you're annoyed with me about, or is that not about yet?
No, do you remember when I got annoyed at you?
Yeah, you said you hate my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the room.
Yeah, there's ways.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
ways you do
but
I hate your brain.
Hate brain.
I hate your brain.
I look back on it now and I feel
Ways to
so
go
bad.
about it.
I feel so
There's
bad.
there's ways to go about it.
No,
I hate
there
it
is-
too.
I hate.
But
your
no, but I said the
fingernails.
wrong thing. I said it the wrong way and it shouldn't have been done like that.
It's hilarious.
It's amusing, but it
funny
was
now,
yeah,
yeah,
but
it's
it's
funny
disrespectful in the moment.
Eh.
How many people do you think Kanye has around him now that can say, pattern up? I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone. He's too influential, he's too big, and I think
Well,
all those people
I
have
saw
disappeared
some
from his life.
Screenshot of someone he was working with, like a producer, to get something, and I saw like the text message. Apparently, this guy tried to post it everywhere to be like, Kanye's so unfair. It's like, I don't really blame you. He was late, yeah. Kanye texted him at like 9, saying it's 9, let's work.
Yeah.
Kanye wasn't there.
And then he replied like hours later going, Kanye's going, yo, where are you, blah, blah, blah. He texts back going, sorry, I was having major issues, blah, blah, blah. I'm coming now. He's like, don't bother, just leave it.
That's different. But if I'm Kanye and I'm sending the Instagram post that I've been doing about my ex, right,
Yeah.
and my kids, surely as my friend, you should grab my phone and dash it as far as humanly possible. But no one seemingly is doing that around him.
Well, that's because everyone wants to see him do every the thing. Now, especially with this documentary coming out, everyone's like, oh, it's like a fucking zoo monkey now. Everyone liked to talk shit and be like, bro, you can't do this, you can't do that. Now everyone's like, it's Kanye. Just let Kanye do the Kanye thing, the Kanye thing he does, where he just goes mad and does his thing and
it's
blah
good
blah
for
blah.
the brand. It makes
'Cause it's
him money.
good. No, because everyone finds someone's mental stability degrading entertaining.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't
100%.
matter. It doesn't matter like who you are.
Kanye's,
They
yeah.
do this to so many people until it's someone that people want to advertise to care about.
That's what happened with Britney Spears for years. Everyone reveled in Britney Spears' breakdowns. It was entertainment.
Do you remember Leave Britney Alone? It's
Yeah.
like even the people defending her got fucking ridiculed.
Yes, that guy made Chris Crocker, his name was. He made a career out of that video. And he still probably sells merch based off that.
Probably.
And I don't think probably wasn't even being serious in the first place. He was just monetizing off someone's mental instability.
But that's because so many people were chatting shit about her. And I didn't know she was in like this fucking
I thought that was her.
lockdown bullshit.
I just genuinely thought that was her. Like her having breakdowns was like who she was as an individual. I didn't realize that this was everything that came out.
I know, it's
I was
the
like
music
baffled.
industry that holds you down, bro. You become famous at a young age. Like, what the fuck?
She
do you
was
think's
famous
gonna
at like
happen?
14.
Nowadays, it's a lot easier to have that stability growing up because
People did it with Bieber for ages. That's only calmed down recently.
yeah,
When Bieber would do something crazy, like leaving a monkey at an airport or something like that, it was entertainment. But
so
people
what
aren't
the fuck
assessing.
do you expect? He's 17 with
Yeah.
like few million.
Do you remember Michael Jackson's breakdowns?
Yeah, again, look, again.
When he had his child off the balcony window.
Yeah.
And people were loving it and like, oh wow, whatever. Like, the man was going through something.
That's what I mean.
I mean, his nose had just fallen
don't
off.
mind. Amy Winehouse.
Another one.
South Park have a very good episode on this about Britney Spears, right? Where the whole world, the South Park world, they're driving her crazy. They're writing newspaper things. They're like mob attacking her and stuff. And then she finally dies. And then the whole South Park town goes, I guess now we can finally leave her alone. Do you remember that episode?
I haven't seen
And it's very telling of how people treat these people. Like, because there's a message behind that. Because
Yeah,
their
but it's gonna happen all
suffering
the time.
becomes our evening entertainment. That we just, look, well, I can't believe Kanye just called Pete Davidson skeet, lol. But we don't think Kanye's got kids. Those kids have
Kanye's
access
probably
to the
having
internet.
a terrible time.
Terrible time.
Having a horrible time.
The good thing about that documentary, and people say, oh, why did Coodie make it about himself? One, he didn't make it about himself, but the contrast between their two lives is interesting in the documentary because Coodie is not, well, he's famous now, but he's never been famous, right? He was the guy behind the scenes, but you also see how his life has developed and his journey, and you see Kanye's journey, and Kanye is a billionaire, well loved around the world, one of the most famous people ever to live. Coodie's had a happier life.
You think?
From the looks of it, from that documentary, who's probably happier on a daily basis? Probably Coodie. And it just goes to show you, these things that we all aspire to naturally, this money, fame, power, doesn't necessarily bring happiness. And that documentary is a beautiful example of that.
I think though, for someone like Kanye, if he was to, he'd be way more miserable if he just tried to live that life. It's probably someone like him. It's irritating him that he's not doing so much more in all the things that he's capable of doing. He can't just sit still and just relax.
In the first episode, he's talking to his mother in a home clip, right? And his mum says to him, "A giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing." Right, and Kanye like takes it in for a moment and laughs and goes, "Yeah, I understand. I get that." Right, but he didn't really stick to that lesson throughout his life. And I think if his mother hadn't have died, we'd have had a very different Kanye. Because the only person who could speak to him on a level was his mother. He only got closer with his dad after his mother passed, because I guess he's looking for that. Deep down, he's looking for that direction he had from his mother. He never recovered from his mother's death emotionally.
No,
That's when things really hit the fan. And in the documentary, you see that he was pretty mellow until his mum died.
Yeah,
he was
changed.
determined, but he was never angry and brash.
Sporadic.
He was calculated. But he was politely in your face. Like, so he turned up to the Rockefeller offices to play people's music, but he wasn't screaming.
Nah. He's a different person.
The brashness
Completely
and the
different
aggression
person.
came after his mother passed away.
Gotta love Kanye.
You know, one of the I know we were on Kanye. One of the mad things in that whole documentary, in the first episode, was when Coodie was narrating and he goes, you know, like at that, and you know, when Kanye's in New York and he's in Chicago and he just packs up everything and goes, and he just realizes because he was doing comedy, right?
He was a stand-up, yeah.
Stand-up comic, and he was doing comedy and all of that, and then he realized like this isn't my life. Like I've got to go follow this guy around. I love you both to pieces. I don't think I'd ever have the balls to do something like that. If you were in like Manchester or you were in like, I don't know, let's say Birmingham, maybe Europe or somewhere, right? I don't think in my head I could actually wrap my psyche around stopping everything I'm doing to go and help you. And I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but it's also like,
that was a very interesting life decision.
Yeah.
Risk he took. I wonder how
like
big
that's
the comedy
the
was going.
biggest risk. You're
But that's
bagging
his
your
gut,
rest
but
of
that's
your
his
life.
gut feeling. Your gut feeling is like, the fuck no. Why the fuck would I do that?
Yeah, but what type of person? Like, what type of mental state
It's
have
a
you
very
got to be in?
different time as well.
Yeah, true.
You're like he's seeing someone unfold and he had a gut feeling. You got to think there's probably other people that did exactly what he done, but the people just didn't. There might be other people, other Coodies out there that did what he did,
that.
And
and they
didn't
just
work.
they didn't become a Kanye. They didn't
Yeah.
become this. No one was interested in that kind of stuff. No matter what, luck is a massive
Oh,
thing.
for
in
sure,
life.
for sure. Right place,
no
right
matter
time.
what. It's just luck, and he got lucky. You got to put it that way.
The people
he
you
did get
meet
lucky.
can be luck sometimes.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be 1 minute smoke if we didn't meet.
If I didn't meet him, there'd be no 1 minute.
If I didn't have you guys, 1 minute smoke would have just been a good idea I had in a coffee shop one afternoon, and that would have been that. Because how else could have it worked?
Couldn't have had those.
It wouldn't have
barbecues.
worked.
wouldn't have.
Financially, it would have never worked.
It is crazy. Like I think about that moment sometimes, and I'm just like, wow. He gave up his whole career that he could have had as a stand-up comic. He could have. Who knows? He could have been Kevin Hart or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle during that era. But it paid dividends.
It's something he wanted to do, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm looking forward to the next part. The
I
next
don't
three.
think there is a next part.
I thought it was a 2-part. Or is it
It's
next
a 3-part.
Was it 3-part?
All the 3 parts are done.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought there was going to be another 3 parts.
I don't think so, no. It
Or
was
is that where it
a 7.5
wraps?
hour documentary. That's what we got. I think that's done.
7.5 hours.
Each episode is like 2 hours.
So each episode's a feature length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's in essence a documentary.
There were moments where I had chills watching that.
I'm going to go back and watch it.
You know, you can learn a lot from Kanye's attitude. I'm not saying you have to be Kanye, but
The resilience.
letting go of your self-doubt is very important, and you can learn that from Kanye. Kanye's self-confidence is pretty much unparalleled to anyone else I've seen.
Yeah, but this
very
also comes
special.
into the term of luck. How many people have we seen act the way he's acted and they've been ridiculed down?
Yeah.
The ridiculing doesn't stop. He had to, almost all the time, I've seen him go completely nuts about something, talk about something, and then later on, he completes it. But we think he's a nutter. There's people that don't complete it.
Yeah.
So we can't help but ridicule, or as a society, ridicule these kinds of people because they're outside of our norms. I don't feel like it's fair to say something like that then.
For every Kanye, there is a million failing stories, more, that didn't become
100%.
Kanye.
1000%.
Kanye West is the combination of
Self-belief.
genius ability and unrivaled self-belief.
Yeah.
But not everyone is a genius.
Because the thing is, people have self-belief.
Yes.
There's people
They
that
don't
have
have the ability to back it
undoubted
up.
self-belief, and they will literally take it to the fucking grave. But they can't. It's sometimes you just have to admit it's not for them. That might be hard for some people to admit. But Kanye wouldn't be great if we didn't think he was consistently going nuts or going to fail. Because if he was just someone that went, oh, I'm just going to do this, and this is my plan, and this is how I'm going to do it, and he does it, we'll be like, oh, wow, what a really well-structured businessman.
Yeah.
But because he's so insane and so sporadic and has all these ideas, we look at him...
It seems so grander.
It seems so much grander.
Okay, I get what
You
you're
know,
saying.
he has a school.
Not to take all of it away from it. It's fucking fantastic what he's accomplished.
But because of the social perspective of it all, it's like, how can this guy do it?
Yeah,
and then he does it.
I think
Okay, I
that's
get
why.
what you're
That's a
saying.
big
I get
reason
what you're
why we love to see Kanye be Kanye. That's why we're talking about him right now. Is why we're not talking about someone else that started a clothing brand that does music, that's dated a bad bitch in the world, and all this other shit.
Russ.
But Russ is fucking self-made millionaire.
Exactly.
From music, completely independent.
Which Russ?
Not Russ Millions.
Not Russ
That's-
Millions.
If
the
we ever
American
mention
one.
Russ, we're not talking about Russ
Russ.
Millions.
It's Russ.
A very, 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 like he's basically independently got all his financial
He
gain
did it.
from
He did
music.
it. He did it without a label. It's phenomenal.
And like properly with that label, not like how these fucking UK people go, I'm independent, and then they have these fucking deals with all these platforms.
Do you remember watching like old like YouTube videos, or like not old YouTube videos, like YouTube videos in LA? These kids like vlogging and going to film school and stuff. I remember this one guy, and he always used to have Russ's music in the background of his videos in the montages. Bro, I thought I genuinely was listening to an artist, and when I found his stuff on SoundCloud, I lost it. I was like, how is this guy not? And then that's how I got into Russ.
Well, SoundCloud was a phenomenal. SoundCloud
Is there
is a sick platform.
is there an argument to be made that Kanye West is the most revolutionary rap artist we've ever seen? Ever.
But why rap?
No,
Let's narrow it down to rap first. Let's argue rap first.
no.
Why?
He's definitely not most revolutionary. He's definitely had changes. He's definitely changed ways of things have gone. But I think his influence lies far beyond just rap. I think his influence lies far more than just rap.
Okay.
His influence to rap is different. His influence in rap is different. So his influence to rap is creating a whole different culture, such as clothing, such as the way he conducts himself,
And sound.
such as his videos.
People weren't
Yeah.
making songs like rap songs.
People
like
Of
that
course
don't
before.
not,
make
but
rap
like
songs
yeah,
like
but
him, though.
for example, he really utilized the way people use voices in beats. Like that's something he was very famous for.
And the 808s, is that the 808s or is that something?
That came in the second album.
Yeah,
The third album.
no, but
third
it's
album.
like a lot of the song that someone's voice would be carrying the beat, if you know what I mean. That's something I think I remember hearing that somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. But to be most revolutionary rapper, I don't think so.
Who
I don't
is?
know. I don't know who is.
The reason I would say he is,
They're
because
definitely up there, but I can't argue to say the most at all.
the reason I would say he is, I feel like I have an unfair advantage in this debate, if we're going to call it a debate, is because I've been putting a lot of thought into this recently. And you guys might not necessarily be thinking about this recently, right? So,
Nah.
but before Kanye came around, who was making songs about the topics he discusses? Before Kanye came around, it was frowned upon to show vulnerability in rap. And he came along and spoken about, I'm an insecure black man, I need these chains. He raps about God, which didn't really happen, and about religion, and how he made a whole song about how you're not allowed to speak about God and have it played on the radio, and it ended up on the radio. He essentially took a spoken word style, laid it over incredible productions,
That he
and became
produced.
the most successful rapper in the mid 2000s.
I think.
When you frame it like that,
No, so
But-
even within what you said, he might be the most revolutionary producer in the world.
But people weren't speaking about those things. though.
that statement.
That's the thing. But
He's on par with someone like. Maybe this is too much, but he's on some like for me. Dre is behind everyone.
He might. So,
Dre is probably one of the, or if not the GOAT of production. However, Kanye is up there or on par with that. It's just that because you see the artist versus the producer.
Dre might be a better, but in terms of what Muhsin said, in terms of revolutionizing stuff, I think Kanye.
From a
was
production
most
standpoint, I would
revolutionary.
agree with that. From a
Because,
production standpoint, I agree
but
with that.
like you can't be. This is not taking anything away from someone like Drake. But it's like if you're gonna put if you're gonna trump them against each other, I think Kanye has the edge in terms of producing.
I would agree with your
It's
statement
very close, and
Dre-
it's very different things to
I would
argue
agree
about.
with your
And I think
statement
that might cause arguments. But
on being revolutionary to the rap game. Like, it was within rap and outside of rap. I think for outside of rap, he's one of the most revolutionary artists.
people don't, because it was before our time, people don't realize Dr. Dre and NWA, they were revolutionary in the sense that gangster rap
100%.
didn't go platinum before NWA came around.
That's why I'd say they're more revolutionary to rap.
Rap
than
before
Ye is.
rap before NWA was funky. Run DMC. It was like party songs.
Yeah, and they switched that on its
It's tricky
head.
to rock around, that's right on time, it's tricky. That's what rap was. It was these funky, fun flows. And then NWA came, fuck the police. That was not,
Nah, it wasn't
that was not the sound.
So yeah,
But Dre is behind, like, apparently, Dre is behind everything. Like, all of these tracks that you hear, like, it's got his touch on it somehow.
maybe he might be most
are-
revolutionary then.
But we don't. The thing is, though, we don't know for sure. So we can't.
None of us know enough.
Exactly, none of us know enough. You need to have a conversation with an artist that's in the know.
When Kanye came in, not only did he change what was acceptable to be played on the radio, he changed what's acceptable for a rap artist to be. He came in, and before he in the documentary you see this, before he even released his first album, he goes, I want to be the best dressed rapper in the world. And the reason, they laughed at him, like, why is that important? Because he understood that rap isn't just the music, rap is a culture, and he shifted the culture. There's, throughout the history of rap, right, and this is going to be very simplified, there have been a few people who've come around and changed the dynamics of what's acceptable in rap.
Run DMC was
Run DMC was one of them.
I actually studied this for somehow for my.
I remember.
For my master's dissertation. So I was touching on athleisure and why athleisure is so popular, because it removed itself from being just for going to the gym and sports and stuff to actual stuff. And Run DMC was like the first kind of people to kind of remove it from just sports into stuff. And a lot of it, so they'd wear their Adidas Superstars with no laces because they weren't allowed laces in prison. So when people came out of prison, that's how they'd wear their shoes. And obviously a lot of it came from having to wear sweats, like sweatshirts and sweatpants in prison. So when they come out, they use it to their style because That's what they think. Now that stuff, I've searched it a lot. That's what articles and scholars have said. So if it's not true, I'm not.
No, I'm
fucking
sure
not
it is true. They were
I'm
extremely
pretty sure it's
influential.
true. But yeah, it said Run DMC was kind of like that. They were the people that kind of really brought the attention to it. Let's say.
People wear Run DMC jumpers now, and they probably don't even know who Run DMC was.
No, not at all.
They just wear the jumpers because they bought it from like Primark or something, and they're still making money off that. What's interesting is there's been a very select few rappers who've come into music and have allowed, because they've created a cultural shift, they've allowed other rappers to have careers. I.e., if there was no Drake, there would be no, a very current example, without Drake coming in around 2009, there would be no Jack Harlow today. Do you see what I'm saying? These more softer spoken rappers who can make music, who can make rap songs for girls,
Oh, in that sense.
and become
Okay.
the biggest artist on the planet. Kanye, a producer coming in and becoming, well, there's Dr. Dre, but coming in and making these songs about topics that rappers never spoke about, open the door for other rappers to come in and talk about things other than gangster rap
Yeah, okay.
and about playing women.
I see your point.
Jay-Z puts it like this, right? Jay-Z did an interview in 2012 on The Breakfast Club, and they were asking him about his relationship with Kanye. And he said, Kanye is like that soldier in the 10th century who runs over the hill to see how many arrows they have, gets hit with the arrows, runs back over the hill and goes, yo, there's a lot of them over there. He takes the bullets. He's the experimenter. He's willing to put his name and career on the line to see if it's going to work or not. That's why people always, when Kanye used to talk about, I'm the rapper with a backpack, right? Because rappers didn't wear backpacks weren't cool. Wearing Ralph Lauren polos was not considered cool.
But who made it cool?
He made it cool. He's the cultural shifter. And the fact that he's been shifting culture like that for the best part of 3 decades now.
But that's what I mean, out of rap. That's what, like Ali said, like I agree with that statement.
But the source is within rap, because rap is, I don't care what anyone says, rap music is the most influential genre, and it has been for the last 15 years. It's the most influential genre of music on general culture.
Why did you wait? Because you wanted to let him finish his sentence, his statement.
The rock stars, in our parents' generation, the rock stars were Mick Jagger, Elton John, people like that. Modern day rock stars now,
MJ,
so
French.
forth. Now modern day rock stars are rap artists.
True. Yeah, no, true.
And that's because of people like Dre, Kanye, Jay-Z, Tupac. These very rare
Now you see rappers really diving into that, what rock star
lifestyle
is,
yeah.
like Lil Uzi Vert and
Chaos.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like they really fucking
Living life on the edge.
Yeah.
Live fast, die young. Kurt Cobain.
Travis Scott.
Yep.
They love that kind of shit.
Look, Kurt Cobain. Okay, this is a conversation for another. We'll bring it back to that. But Live Fast, Die Young. Okay, this is one hell of a jump. But did you watch Top Boy?
No.
Have you seen Top Boy?
Recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I love the fact that it's back. I just don't like the new season.
I'm not fucking with it.
I'm not fan.
And do you know one
I've
thing
lost
that
interest.
honestly, I could watch Kano
Every day of the week.
all day. He's sick. I actually really like Asher D because I really hate his character. I hate Deshane. I fucking hate Deshane. He's just a dick. But if you play a character that I end up not liking because they're a dick, I love that.
You've watched the first 3, right?
Yeah.
You just haven't seen the new season.
haven't seen the new
Nothing
season, no.
will ever beat the first 2 seasons.
No.
And because it's so realistic, there's scenes in this new season which I feel is like, hold on, am I watching like a cringy? I'm watching like some next cringe scene from a BBC Three wannabe, they're trying to be road kind of show. Whereas I was like, why were you not? What going for the casting? What happened?
No. You see, I liked the actors. I liked
That
what they
fucking
did.
Coonsdon in it.
I liked what they did.
that prick.
I liked it's the storylines. It's the way that it was all put together that just didn't work for me. And we had this conversation off camera about like rappers and artists in films. And I was like, I really thought Dave played the part in Top Boy 1 really, really well. But you disagree.
I disagree. I think
thought he killed the part.
I'm not doubting his acting ability. I think he did a good job, but I don't think it was his fault. I feel like it was the director's fault. They saw the character and they didn't want to change it. All he needed to it was way too much. He dived straight into too much into wanting to be this psychotic person, and it just ended up coming across as, what the fuck? Like, this guy's just a mess. The person that he's portraying doesn't seem like anyone that would be in charge. It's too nutty. It's not like to be.
Yeah, but it was like nutty by fear.
Nutty by fear, yeah, but you have to.
And that's what kept him in charge.
But there's a certain level of needing to choreograph yourself correctly to do. Like, yeah, you're gonna get nutted on. That's just on shit. Yeah, but do you know who that reminded me of in the first season of the rebooted? To see the guy that they have to clap down from the other side of the ends.
Yeah.
Cam.
Yep.
When they're in the mall. That scene, bro, there's dons like that guy. Yeah? That's the fucking fuck people like that. They're scary as fuck. Yeah? That kind of don, that's a real nutty guy. Yeah? People actually like that. Yeah? The whole Modi thing was a bit like,
You thought it was too overplayed?
It was so overplayed. Like this,
Those people don't exist.
What, Modi?
Like
The Modi character?
characters.
Don't get me wrong, they like kind of do, but it's like for me, it didn't fit well. There was a lot of parts where it's like, bro, what? I felt like I was like that. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I felt it was. But bear in mind, in terms of, because that's definitely someone giving the direction. When you're on set, you see someone doing this shit. You're going through with them to see what their role is like. Someone just needs to be like, bro, you need to tone it down a bit. You're doing a good job. I don't think he done a bad job at all, but it's just
Little OTT.
little OTT for me. It was little
I don't
OTT.
know. Maybe I just loved it.
Dave's an interesting choice for that role. It's a bizarre choice.
Yeah, I think he did a good job though.
Why?
All in all, I can't say he did a bad job.
Who would you have cast?
Okay, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think if you're gonna make a show based off London gang culture, right? And it's gonna be huge and it's gonna be on Netflix, give as many opportunities to young actors from those areas
No.
as possible, rather than just giving it to a rapper who's already a multi-millionaire who's gonna do less good of a job.
I disagree. I think give it to a person who's going to be good.
I'm saying Dave's not an actor. They could have given it to someone who's a trained actor who's fiending for that opportunity.
Kano, Ashadi, Scorcher.
Yeah, but they're good. They're good actors.
They're good actors, yeah.
Dave,
but that's what I mean.
I didn't feel like Dave was a good actor.
That's what I mean. They used Dave as the gimmick of it. There's exceptions all round, bro. Do you know who they got in the new season? Coombs.
Well, that's even worse. That makes my point.
It's
That
literally
makes my point. Why give it to Coombs?
It's like I'm watching
is
the
Coombs?
fucking.
He's the B-Tech B Young.
What's the shit? What's the song he made? I want to badmouth people too much for doing their thing, but I can't stand him.
I don't know, but he's a rapper.
I just thought he was. I didn't realize he was a rapper. I thought he was like.
No, you see the Asian guy. I don't know how far have you got into the season?
No, I'm done. Done the whole thing. Yeah.
So you see when Sully.
Oh yeah.
Him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Liverpoolian guy.
Did you believe him
Oh,
in the
no.
show? Did you believe that character?
I thought the
because
guy-
it was shit acting.
I didn't believe Dave's
It was
character.
but it was like they were doing a skit almost. It felt like something that
No, but this is what made me hate this season or dislike this season so much because of
continuity.
moments like that. It was like it wasn't real.
Let's be honest, they didn't give Dave the role because he's an amazing actor. They gave Dave the role because financially it would pay off by having him in the film.
Absolutely.
Let's just be real about it.
But in terms of that,
I hate saying
he
it.
did
I think it's
did a good job for what it was.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I think.
Boy
yeah.
can act. In my
He
opinion,
he
boy can
He
act.
can act. Yeah, that's 100%. I'm excited to see if he does more stuff in the future.
Oh, for sure. Like, incredible. In terms of, like, obviously, you think that role is OTT. I loved it. I love to see his range.
Yeah.
But let him also make music.
But I'm not going to lie. There's parts of this season that are really good. Like, some people...
Don't give spoilers.
No, I'm not... But Jackie...
Yeah.
She's sick in this season. She's cold in this season. I really, because she grew with me in the last season.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, but then through the season, I'm like, it's growing and growing. This season, she's bad. She's a bad man.
She's
fucking sick.
I thought Jamie in this season.
I haven't finished it.
Okay, Jamie in this season for me there wasn't a character development for him,
Because they didn't carry on his essence of the character from the last
and
show.
it just shut it down.
So one thing as well is that
They
it's
literally
like,
just put him in a box.
it's like this series almost felt like another reboot.
It felt wrong. It felt wrong.
Because from the first 2 seasons,
I don't think it needed a full season. I
No,
think
no,
they could
no,
have wrapped it up in the third and left it to have a
But the
great
reboot
legacy.
now they need to
no,
finance
but
it.
I think they could have done. They still could have continued it very, very well. The problem is now it's become Netflixized.
Yep.
So they have to do this whole fucking diversity and trying to include everyone into something instead of actually making something really cool.
Which is
and
what
good.
the first one was. The
So
first
the first
first
one
two
was
seasons.
good. I
First-
like
no.
the first.
The original, the first
the
two
origi-
seasons.
The originals, bro.
Gritty.
I'm sorry, but the quality of storytelling is completely different. The quality of casting is completely different. Like, I'm sorry, you go in the first 2 seasons, especially in the second one, you see the man them chilling around, you believe it. In this one, I'm like,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, and the reason I've lost interest is because so much time has passed since the last season. 3 years
it's
is a
been
long
lockdown.
time.
It's been pandemic though. You can't.
I
blame it
understand
too much.
that, but 3 years is a bloody long time for me to just want to jump back in straight away. You know what I mean?
The problem with it is, it feels like that's what I said. It felt like another reboot. First 2 seasons. So season 1, it was like beginning, middle, and end through the season.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, beginning, middle, end through the season. Even the reboot, beginning, middle, and end through the season.
Mm-hmm.
This one now feels like the beginning of a beginning. The whole season it felt nothing. It's not Top Boy. They've kept a consistency of concluding at the end of a season.
Finishes.
This doesn't feel like that.
You wait till you get to the end.
I'm not, bro. I turned it off yesterday when I found out. I was looking at it. I was like, I was staying up really late, and I was like, I'm 6 episodes. I'm 6 episodes in, and there's 8 episodes. This ain't wrapping up. I was like, this isn't wrapping up.
They cut it
I
dead.
don't-
They cut it dead.
They
They just
cut it
stop
dead.
it in its tracks, and
There's
I'm just like,
so much going on now. They're introducing so much that it's just like, and the whole Birmingham thing. I don't care. I know exactly.
I think it's
I'll
liver
talk to you after because I don't want to ruin
Ruin
it.
it.
Yeah, but from that I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen because I've already predicted from the last
Okay,
season's shit
okay.
that's happening now.
yeah, let's see.
I 100%. I think I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Fair. We'll have this conversation off camera.
Yeah.
Where we at?
I was just listening to you guys run about Top Boy.
But yeah,
Sorry. That pissed me off last night.
It's annoying because I think the first 2 seasons held such a strong thing. I'm still going to see where they're going to take it because we do have some new exciting characters, some very, very dead new characters. A lot of the acting is superb. It's very well shot. Yeah. Very, very well shot. I like what they when they sent Jamie to do his thing.
Yeah.
I like what they did with him because it related back to Sully's character in the second season.
Oh, I didn't clock that.
That's what. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm seeing all the
Oh.
plot lines because I reckon they're making Jamie's character because Jamie has heart.
Yeah.
That's something they made a big deal about.
Yeah.
And in this season they're making it very evident that Kano has heart.
Yeah.
And these are 2 things.
is the
Now,
fa-
they're,
yeah,
now
okay,
those, now
okay.
they're both conflicting very hard.
Yep.
2 conflicts, they're going to come together very strong. I'm talking to you outside because I've got big predictions. But that's what I like. But then it's like all this other shit happening in between. What the fuck did I care? What the fuck do I give a shit about the girl rapping?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I don't.
Like, what the fuck was that?
It was this thing that came in and came
now
out. It was like, ugh.
Now I want to know, is she a rapper? Is she a plug for the show? Is she meant to be plugged into the show?
Oh.
If that's the case, I'm not watching anymore. Big man thing.
Bet she is.
I bet she is. It's pissing me off, this fucking bullshit.
Her song's probably on the soundtrack somewhere.
Because one, if she
Look,
is,
good
she's
for her.
shit.
Good for her. But
But
don't ruin the
Don't
the
ruin
art
my
of the
pie
film.
by putting fucking gravy on it. It's 2 separate things. 2 separate things.
Whoa. I like gravy on pie.
Sorry, I was thinking of a sweet pie in my head, like a cherry pie.
Right. That was terrible.
Don't put gravy on my ice cream.
Last time I
Yeah.
had a pie. Damn, man, that was a long time.
Don't put gravy on my ice cream. It's two separate things to be enjoyed differently. Yeah?
It'll melt the ice cream.
It'll melt the ice cream. And then now you have beefy vanilla ice cream.
It's not nice.
It's not
You don't
delightful.
want that.
No, it's horrible. I don't want that.
Which is why you're not
Yeah.
happy with Top Boy. Exactly.
The brain of Ali.
Yes.
No, I just
Sticks on top by, I don't want this gravy!
throw it through the
Throws
laptop
the
screen.
remote at the screen.
Imagine if Kanye was the director and producer of Top Boy, and they're all gonna find God, and it's like, oh, no, they're not Kanye.
They might.
I don't know. The thing is, Top Boy holds such a strong name because the first two seasons were just so like, you just felt hollow inside. And that was, for a show to make you do that at the end of it, where you're just like, oh, I feel stressed for these people.
2 shows I've had to ask you questions on. One is Skins. Yeah. It's like, are people's lives really like that?
Yes.
And then the second one, after you told me to watch the first Top Boy, was, Ali, do people live like this?
People do live like that though.
And for me,
I haven't been around. I've been lucky enough not to be around it. I've seen it happen at a very.
I've never seen
it
it happen. I've never been in that environment, and I'm privileged to say that. But I had to ask you, like,
I had to escape it. Growing up on the tough streets of.
You lived in a posh house and brought a knife to a school.
Listen, mate.
You're a cunt.
Listen, guys. Right? Sometimes my ensuite was broken, and I had to share with my brother's ensuite.
No.
You guys don't know the struggle.
Bless you, man.
It was tough.
I'm done. Anyone brings that up, it's like it's straight up veto card for you.
You know, if the G class.
Why? Why did he do it?
If my dad had to use the G class, my mum would have to take me to school in a CLA. Do you know how embarrassing that was? I had to turn up.
Fuck you.
You guys don't understand the struggle. Sometimes I'd have to set my own table because the cleaner had holiday leave. Do you guys get that?
Is he worse than me?
Do you guys get that?
In some senses, you're both very fucking privileged.
Yeah.
Even the worst.
Bro,
part is
what do you
that
mean?
I'm quite privileged as well. Nowhere near as much as you two. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Like,
Yeah,
It's been good.
I deep it a lot.
It's been good.
I
definitely
deep it a
yes.
lot. I deep it so much. Yesterday I deep it
One time-
so much. You knew as well. You knew as well.
You know, one time the gates to the house were broken. We had to park our cars on the road.
Fuck, man.
Do you know?
What's wrong with
You know
you?
what that's like?
How'd you get in?
I had to get the cleaner to carry me into the house so my feet didn't touch the ground. That was embarrassing for everyone.
You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Like on a different level.
I am joking, by the way, just so everyone's clear.
So, no, but there's elements of
How long
truth
do
in
you
it.
think it would take Muhsin to clean dishes by hand?
It's not happening. It's not getting finished.
I used to do that all the time at uni.
His mind would go somewhere else.
I didn't say if you could do it. I said how long it would take.
It'd take forever.
Pretty quickly.
Forever.
Okay.
I'm a good cleaner. I'm a clean
I
person.
don't believe that.
Go to my room.
I'm so messy.
My bedroom is way cleaner than yours.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I do clean it, by the way. I do
But
clean my bedroom.
your room looks like almost unlived in.
Yeah, because I'm extremely minimalist. I don't like things.
It's boring.
I don't like things. My uni room looked like a travel lodge room. Like there was no personality to it.
Oh my
whatsoever.
god, no! One time, this is so off topic, yeah. But I don't put this in the clip or anything. But there was a guy in my halls, and when I tell you all he had in his room, a small TV, yeah, an Xbox, and papers. That was it. That was it. That was literally it.
That's basically what my room was.
And a lamp. But the
He had
lamp
a
came
TV?
with the room. Yeah.
I didn't have a TV. It was just plain. The room I had
I had
was
crepes
what the room
everywhere.
looked like.
Just fucking shoes all over my shelf and fucking hats and shit. And then mess and then some tobacco from rolling a spliff on the table or some shit.
Viraj needs things.
Viraj,
No, I don't.
Viraj just like,
Yes, he does.
I can just hammer this nail into the wall. He'll be like, I need to get the best drill.
Viraj,
I need the best drill.
I'm getting better.
I need the safety
Research.
glasses. I need the gloves. I need extension cables.
Viraj has an electric table. I would have never thought to do that.
I watched YouTube.
I've done a whole ass PhD from my bed.
He refused to buy a proper chair because now he has a stool.
Your stool is terrible.
My stool is sick. Don't
it
diss the
doesn't even
stool.
stall.
What's the point in stalls? They're uncomfortable.
It doesn't even sit still.
How much the stool is?
How long have we been going for?
2 hours.
Fuck
we
off.
actually?
Yeah, 2 hours.
I think an hour.
That's
and
a
half,
lie.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm rounding up. It's about an hour and a half.
Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to... Oh, no.
1 minute smoke,
Yeah,
May
sorry.
25th. Be there, otherwise I'll slap your dad.
And I hope, just let us know about the new set.
It's going to be in Southeast London.
I want to try something.
Go on, please.
Try it.
We can turn this into a clip in it, so post it. I want people to give us
Yeah,
ideas.
I like it.
All right, so we'll start something called we don't know much about. I don't know what the fucking segment to call it, but give us shit to talk about that we don't really know much about, then we can just fucking go on about it. But give us stuff that you want to hear us talk about, because
Making podcasts.
yeah, because we sometimes it's fun to talk about things that we're very clueless about, and then you guys can have a go at us, and we find that kind of fun.
Yeah, it is kind of fun.
It's kind of fun. Tell us off for things we don't know about, but we'll have an opinion on it, and we can just be mad about it, and it'll be sick. But yeah, gang, let us know. It's a really nice feel when you're
I was thinking about it.